Boruto, a spin-off that I know had many people hyped when they first announced it, and I personally was super excited to get back into the wonderful world of Naruto and see our old gang back in action. But as episodes started to release, it was made clear that Boruto was not the show we were hoping it to be, and instead shaped out to be an uneventful slice-of-life anime that frankly was really boring to watch. The villains were poorly developed and were really forgettable. They were also unoriginal, relying on villain motives related to the original Naruto series, especially this one group they introduced that wanted to become the next 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. The character designs were very questionable, with unnecessary changes to some of them, especially nerfing a certain someone's chest. Boruto himself wasn't a compelling main character and kinda came off like an annoying brat that always wanted attention from his dad. Hell, even the animation was not the best, which is surprising as all the millions of dollars they made off Naruto could have really given the animation a huge upgrade, but they decided not to. The whole anime community, including me, jumped ship from Boruto and wrote it off to be a quick cash grab. A couple months back, I heard a lot of buzz around the Boruto manga and people claiming that it was actually good. The news of the original creator of Naruto, Masashi Kishimoto, coming back to take over Boruto had me pretty interested, so I decided to check it out for myself to see what the hype was about. Even the anime had started to pick up and is following the manga instead of the hundreds of filler episodes that came out beforehand. After reading almost all the chapters that are out so far for the manga, I can confidently say Boruto is heading in a pretty interesting direction that I never expected to go. The most important point I need to make clear is that the manga and anime are two completely different things, and most of the things people hate about the Boruto anime are not included in the manga, so you're getting two different experiences. With that being said, let's continue and see how Boruto has improved. Right when I began the first volume of Boruto, we open up to the same epic scene as we do in the first episode of the anime, where it's Boruto and Kawaki fighting on a battle-damaged Hokage mountain. Boruto then says probably the best line out of the whole manga. "Shinobi no jidai wa owaru." After that, we cut back to the present day, where we are introduced to the new technologically advanced Hidden Leaf Village. This was honestly my favorite aspect of Boruto. Seeing this old-fashioned world that was built up from Naruto advance to this high-tech city was really needed to show that this time era is different from Naruto's. It helps with the world building as well, and we will continue to see the perks of new technology being created later down the road. The first 3 volumes of the manga cover the same content that happened in the Boruto movie. So long term short, Boruto does the Chunin exam, and while that happens, 2 members of the Sasuke clan show up who are connected with Kaguya. Now, I'm pretty sure that most of the villains we will see in Boruto will be connected to that clan, which can be a turnoff to some fans, as many people didn't like how they were so suddenly introduced near the end of Naruto. But personally for me, Naruto completely destroyed its world building right when Shippuden started, and so seeing these gods appear with all this ridiculous power didn't surprise me at all. After a huge fight that goes down, Boruto ends up getting the final blow on Momoshiki and receives a mark on his hand. This will be very important later as it will grant him a huge amount of power. Nothing much happens after that until we hit the best arc of the manga so far, and my favorite, which is the Kawaki arc. This arc is jam-packed with great fights and includes pretty solid character development for the main cast of characters, and is also where the story gets serious. They introduce a new villain group called the Kara Organization, and I see people drawing comparisons to the Akatsuki, which is understandable as this group is the main antagonists in Boruto and are really powerful. But I think personally, the Kara Organization could be even more powerful than the Akatsuki were, as they are more technologically advanced, and even like their leader Jin can extract chakra out of this 10-tailed creature, a task that Akatsuki could never accomplish. I also want to add that the character designs for the villains in Boruto are superb. They all look great and are pretty intimidating. Their true intentions haven't been revealed yet, but they want to retrieve their vessel that has escaped from them, who is Kawaki. Kawaki is an interesting character as his childhood wasn't the best, having to put up with the abuse of his father, and is forced to keep working to provide his father with more alcohol. His life does change one day when Jigen, the leader of Kara, shows up to buy Kawaki off his father. Jigen tells Kawaki he is now safe and that he will be his father from now on. What happens next is described by Kawaki as living in hell. He had to go through constant lab tests and was stuck in this pod along with hundreds of other kids around him that had died because they couldn't absorb the tremendous amount of power Jigen was trying to give them. It turns out Kawaki was the only vessel capable of handling his power, and he decides to flee from the lab and heads towards the Hidden Leaf village. What I find most interesting about Kawaki is that he develops a father and son relationship with Naruto, and the fact that the two draw parallels with one another. They both had this negative view about life, Naruto being discriminated against because he was a Jinchuriki and had to deal with all the hate and loneliness he faced when he was just a child, and Kawaki being mistreated and overworked by his father. What Naruto wants to be to Kawaki is a role model and show him what life and the nature of chakra is all about. He also wants to show him how you can bring yourself back up on your feet, just like Naruto did when he finally became Hokage and gained the respect of the whole village. There's this beautiful moment where Kurama tells Kawaki about Naruto's childhood, and this is also where Kawaki truly understands Naruto and gains a huge amount of respect towards him. Boruto also forms a brotherly bond with Kawaki, which is great to see as well. I was surprised to see how much Boruto as a character has changed, as he went from a stubborn and obnoxious brat as a child to a mature, calm, and composed teenager, and he's actually one of my favorite characters now. The rest of Boruto's ninja squad, consisting of Sarada, Mitsuki, and Konohamaru, are a great support cast. I was happy to see Konohamaru become much stronger and has even mastered the Rasengan. Both Sarada and Mitsuki are pretty cool and have great teamwork. All the fights that have happened so far in this arc have been amazing, and each of them are all pretty memorable. The animation also takes a huge step up from before. Naruto vs Delta was an intense fight, as this was our first time seeing how powerful the Kara organization is, and I adored that a good amount of the fight was just hand-to-hand combat, which is something we don't see often. Kawaki also plays a huge role, sacrificing one of his arms to protect Naruto and Himawari. How Naruto defeats Delta is that since she can absorb chakra, he decides to overload that and attacks her with a huge Rasengan, causing her to malfunction. Naruto and Sasuke vs Jigen was an epic fight that I highly anticipated getting animated when I finished reading it. This is the second biggest fight that has happened in Boruto, and is honestly way better than the Momoshiki fight. Jigen is a pain in the ass to deal with, as he can basically use these rods and can shrink them into particle size and uses them to pierce Sasuke and Naruto. He is so strong that Naruto and Sasuke have to bust out Kurama and Susanoo, and he even kicks Sasuke out of his own Susanoo, which was absolutely insane. This is the first time Naruto and Sasuke have been handed a L, and takes all of Sasuke's remaining chakra just to leave and get back up. The day this episode aired was so fitting too, right on Father's Day. Overall, Boruto has drastically changed from what it used to be, improving in all areas it used to lack, and so far is heading in a very promising direction no one thought it could. I am very intrigued to see what will happen next, especially when the time skip happens. I have a small theory of my own, and I think that Boruto is going to end up betraying the Hidden Leaf and join sides with the Kara, and Kawaki is going to have to bring him back. This would be awesome to see and would directly contrast with Naruto and Sasuke. Well, that's the video. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on Boruto so far. Do you like the direction Boruto is heading towards so far, or do you believe it could be better? If you are new to my channel, you should consider hitting the subscribe button for more quality anime content coming soon. Until the next time we meet again, I hope you guys have a great day.